Seymour, Seeing the Queen Again, from Blue Dwarf. Podcast voiced by Mr. Tempup. Original post written by Onion on March the 29th, 2011. Who? Seymour and Cass/Queen Brittany. When? During her press conference. Where? Blue Dwarf. Seymour rushed up to the podium, carefully holding down the dressing gown so that it didn't fly open and he end up exposing himself to royalty and the entire galaxy's news networks. He knelt down before her, again holding down his robe around his crutch. "Highness, I thought you were dead. If I knew you were alive and well, I wouldn't have grown this stupid beard, and I wouldn't have sold my Ram Sauvignon 58, which we should have used to celebrate this very special occasion." Cass bit her lip, not quite sure what to say immediately. Luckily she didn't have to, because Seymour stood up and continued talking. "I'm ready to retake my role as your ambassador, ma'am," he said. "As such, I've planned for you to perform state visits to one of these planets." He brought out a scrap of paper with planets written down. "I also believe it might be a good idea to revisit Molopod. It's been enough time for their anger at us to diminish. Also, I want to review your speech earlier. Fantastic broadcast, but I do believe you omitted the royal 1 from your grammar. I'm sure this is a mistake because you thought I was unavailable to review your speech, but I'm here now, ma'am, and at your service now and forever." When he stopped talking, the silence was quieter than ever. Then after a few seconds he stood up and gave her a big hug. "Apologies, ma'am, but I'm just so glad to see you," he said, pushing his face into her ample cleavage. Then he pulled away with a curious look on his face. For a moment, Cass wondered if he'd realized she wasn't his queen after all. "You smell different," he said. "It's a new perfume," Cass said quickly. This restored the grin back on Seymour's bearded face. "Of course it is. Very nice, ma'am." He turned to see the holographic representatives of the galaxy's best newspapers. "Oh, sorry," he said. She pulled him off the stage. "Seymour, they don't believe I'm the real Brittany. They want me to do tests." "Well, we do tests," Seymour said. "We do all the DNA tests they want, and prove you're you, and you're back. I can't tell you how exciting this is." He started to skip away. "Where are you going?" "To get Dr. Cato. I think we should push on with these DNA tests straight away." This podcast is a work of fiction, and is in no way approved, endorsed, or even liked by the creators of Red Dwarf. For more stories and information, visit bluedwarf.co.uk.